Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mindful and Mellow. Today is Friday, July 26th. We're coming into the final days of July. It's hard to believe. It feels like it was just July 4th. Feels like the month had just started. We were just kicking off the summer, and now we're kind of almost to the midpoint. Almost, but not quite. So, I thought I would do where it's Friday. Maybe we'll do like a reading, a spread that kind of incorporates kind of like the present energy, but also a bit of reflection on the past, and kind of give you some insights as to what you need to be mindful of for next week. So, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which I don't use often, but I do like it. I actually like it more than I did when I first got it. So that was several years ago, but I've definitely grown accustomed to it, and I actually really like and appreciate it. So, first question we want to ask is about your present energy. So, in the area of your present energy, we have the Death card. Like it. As a reminder, death does not necessarily mean physical death. Okay, so present energy. What's something that's coming back from? What's something from your past that's keeping you stuck, or leaving you find a bit stuck in the present moment? We had the Magician. Okay, that's an interesting one. Your subconscious, how your subconscious mind is affecting your actions. What is going on in your subconscious mind? We have the King of Swords. And then how current actions will influence your future. How will your current actions influence your future? We have the Empress. Okay. And then in the message from Spirit, what's a message from Spirit? Oh, the Four of Cups. I'm going to pull another card, another message from Spirit. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat, let's acknowledge a couple of things here. First, we have a lot of major arcana cards here on the table. So we have the Magician, we have the Death card, we have the Empress. Okay, so kind of rounding it out. It's almost like, what just came to my mind was like a trilogy, because it's threes. Okay, so it's kind of like, I just got the word trilogy just came to my mind. So it's almost like a three-parter. So your present energy is represented by the Death card. Okay, so death, if I can pick it up, death is all about transformation. Okay, so this could be, you're transforming from one thing to another. You're evolving. Maybe you started something new. Maybe you're leaving something behind. But you're transforming. You're changing. Hopefully for the better. Okay, so I know if you've been listening to this channel, you know all about the law of attraction. You've probably been trying to incorporate some of those techniques, including meditation, yoga, other things that might kind of allow you to quiet your mind, be still, and just kind of know. So this is telling me that this is a transitional phase for you. This is a transitional time. Something is maybe has ended and something else is beginning. So it could be more subtle and might not necessarily be like a drastic, I started a job Friday, on Monday, and now I'm starting a new job next Monday. What might not be something quite like that. Or today's my last day of work and I'm starting a new job on Monday. It could be something a little bit more subtle. So it's just being consciously aware of kind of like where you are and who you are, right? Who do you say you are, right? It's as simple as that. So we'll delve a little bit more into that. But the interesting part here is, the next question, which we asked, what that tarot for guidance was, what from your past is keeping you, is influencing your present? And I guess I use the term stuck, what is keeping you stuck in what influencing your present moment. So it's interesting that the Magician came up. So the Magician is all about having all the tools and being the creator. This is a reminder that you were a creator, you have all the tools, you manifest and create your own reality. What I'm thinking here with respect to this being in regards to the question, why are you stuck? Why would this keep you stuck? This could be that you've just got too many things going on in your mind. I'm getting a cluttered mind perhaps. So maybe this says, maybe you're doing so much that you're not really dedicating any thought to a lot of what you're truly manifesting. And this could be there's too many cooks in the kitchen just came to my mind. Just too many thoughts in the brain, too many things going on at the same time. So there might be something that's kind of keeping you stuck because you are too focused on jumping around from one thing to the next. Okay, so that might be what this relates to. So we'll see what else comes up throughout the reading, of course. How your subconscious mind is affecting your actions. So, your subconscious mind here, this is all about clarity and being very clear what you want. The King of Swords, he is articulate, he is concise. Okay, so, the subconscious mind is very clear about what it's doing. Okay, but it doesn't differentiate between like unwanted and wanted. So again, this kind of comes back, I think, to your conscious mind of like, where are you giving your attention? Because the more you give your attention to something, the more the subconscious mind will seek out ways to kind of validate that in your life, bring it forward, identify opportunities, and attract those to you. So case in point might be, you're thinking about buying a new car. Let's say you're going to buy a Jeep Wrangler. Okay, you might think about a Jeep Wrangler. You might really, maybe you've been in one, maybe you've driven one, maybe you've really enjoyed kind of like, hey, having the top off, the wind blowing through your hair, whatever the case might be, right? It's very likely that you will start seeing Jeep Wranglers everywhere you go. That is because your mind is now understood that to be important to you. And now it's going to pull forward any instance where there's a Jeep Wrangler. Now, that's because it's important. It's you know it's important to you, and it's a good thing. Like you actually like it. And you're appreciating and seeing all these things. Now, if you're giving your attention to something bad, it'll do the exact same thing. Now, if you're focused on, deception and trickery, whatever, maybe you'll constantly see those kind of things in the news. People getting cheated, people getting, screwed over out of whatever the case might be. You will constantly find those scenarios kind of arising or being brought to your attention to validate your thought that this is a common occurrence. So, your subconscious mind will affect and give you that validation. Okay, so and that can influence what you do. Now, how the subconscious mind is influencing your actions further, like in a very more literal sense. The subconscious mind could be giving you some clarity in the steps you need to take. So it might be subconsciously quieting your mind, and these things are just coming through. So it could be giving you your subconscious mind could be giving you some nudges, giving you some direction, or giving you some impulses to move in the direction in which you want to go. So this again could relate to your intuition too, right? So, if your intuition is giving you a hint or an idea, and it's giving you the information that you need. This is like the King of Swords. He's very articulate as a person, as a character. He is very articulate. He's very aware, and very careful about the information that he gives. So, but I think you have to be listening to it and being aware of it and being open to it. Okay, so that's one thing I would say there. How can your actions influence the future? So this is very important, right? With the Empress. The Empress, she is attractive. She is magnetic. She draws all these things to her. People are drawn to her because she is motherly, but she is also attractive, and she is just exudes positivity, radiance, beauty, and abundance. Okay, so all of these things are there. So how your current actions influence the future. So if you are living in a state, and when I say you're living in a state, not a physical state like New Hampshire, you're living in a mindset. That's really what I mean. If you're living in a mindset of abundance, you will bring more abundance to you. Okay, so she represents abundance. So what this is saying is how your current actions can influence the future. If you're finding abundance and you're constantly, responding to inspired actions, right? That's one of the things we talk about too with the law of attraction is you don't necessarily have to work for anything, but you might take an inspired action. It could be as simple as I signed up for a course, a bartending course, or I signed up for, an opportunity to kind of, go out and learn yoga, do a yoga class. Whatever it is, those are actions that can influence the future. And if you're living in a state of abundance and you're focused on all the abundance and you're expressing gratitude, feeling gratitude for what's going on around you, you will attract more of those. So if you're in that state, the actions that you're taking, just living your daily life, and you have to think about it like I took an action, I did something to get something. It could be I just simply, applied for a job or reached out to check in on somebody that I was thinking about. Okay, that could be an inspired action that brings you something in the future. Okay. So these things would signal to me that like someone's bringing in abundance here. Like you're living in a state where you're probably feeling pretty good, and maybe that relates back to this death card, right? This whole brand new beginning, coming from a transformative state. You're coming into something new. But if you're expressing gratitude, you're taking inspired action, you will certainly move towards that in your future life. Okay. Now your message from your spirit guides. Okay, the first one was the Four of Cups. So what I'm getting here is like you're kind of maybe there's like a lull going on, or maybe there's a little bit of like just contentment and just also kind of like a blah, like there's nothing hot, there's nothing fun and exciting necessarily going on as part of this transformation. So what I'm getting here too is that, you know, there's something that you're not seeing, or maybe you're not, maybe you need to be appreciative, maybe you need to express the gratitude, right? And that's kind of like, maybe that's what you need to, from a law of attraction standpoint. You can see here, he's kind of sitting by this tree and he's seeing these 3 cups that are still standing up, but there's this cup out to him that's being offered to him. And it's kind of like, you need to look for the positives. You need to look for the positives in all scenarios, right? So although it might look like doom and gloom, or maybe you're not interested in any of these 3, what about this one over here? So be aware of that. There might be something around you that might be just like in the peripheral vision of your life. And it might be something that offers an opportunity. It could be something by way of like a person who, you know, will become a good friend, a colleague, a potential, someone you date maybe. Okay, I'm kind of getting that for somebody. But whatever this is, you know, I consistently get, like, if you express I'm getting a lot of gratitude here, and like a gratitude and abundance, right? The 9 of Pentacles is all about security and abundance. I mean, she is in this luscious garden, dressed in these beautiful clothes with a loyal bird of some type. It looks like a bird, almost like with a carrot top head or something. I don't know what that is, but regardless. But also notice the colors too. A lot of yellow in that card in particular. There's also some yellow in the 4 of Cups, with more yellow here. Yellow is all about radiant energy, positive vibes, high energy, okay? So this is all about maintaining that high energy. This is what Spirit's telling you. Like, this is the message from Spirit. It's kind of like, maintain that high vibe, maintain that sense of gratitude, kind of be open to the unknown, be open to something that maybe in your world that you hadn't necessarily considered before. Just be open to possibilities, okay? That's kind of what I'm getting here. I do want to use the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle card for additional insights. I'm going to use 2 of these cards. It's been a while since I've used these. So let me know if you like, you know, incorporating oracle cards into the readings, or, you know, if you'd rather just didn't. But either way, let's pull through. All right, so the first oracle card reads, Adrift in shallow water. Take a few deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Notice the small things and appreciate them. Okay, what that comes back to here is definitely this. This is definitely the reaffirming of that, okay? Take a deep breath and reconnect with your inner peace. Appreciate the small things, and or notice the small things and appreciate them. So notice this cup and appreciate it, okay? But also take that time out. The 4 of Cups can also be about stability and balance, so that could be part of it too. One more card here. Enjoy the journey. Stay present and flexible. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now rather than focusing on the past or the future, okay? So, stay present. Notice the changes that are going on around you. Changes, death. The Death card is all about transformation and change, okay? So, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. It looks like an exciting, like, wrap up to the month of July. So, with that, I will be back again soon. Drop any questions, comments, or thoughts you have down below, and thank you for being here today.